I'm going to go to Dr. Jameel Khan. Jameel Saab, overall, as far as I think one of the things that's interesting about this, or, I think maybe interesting is the wrong word, reprehensible and the extreme, is that, this is not only state condoned, but this is also premeditated persecution and a premeditated persecution of minorities, not only just Muslims, as far as at the hands of this government at this time. Would you agree with that? And also the reaction of the world is missing at this time. If not missing, then certainly there needs to be a stronger voice all over, drawing attention to what's happening there at this time.
That's correct, Jennifer. I totally agree with you. And not only that, the world is not reacting the way they should have reacted on such a violation, on such a huge and such a serious violation of the human rights. And it is breaking all the international laws, and not only international laws, but the recent commission report, the Religious Commission report of the United States, has clearly articulated so many points, but what we are discussing over here about the religious freedom in India. So, and then the Universal Charter, United Nations Universal Charter by itself, Article 2, is very clear about the religious freedom. Finally, what can we expect from a regime which is run on the basis of religio-ethnocracy? Now, if they are following this mechanism of religio-ethnocracy, and that automatically harms all other components in it, such as Hinduism mindset, such as RSS-driven BJP, such as the orchestrated plan and program of marginalizing the Muslims. And you already heard about the prediction of genocide. The same gentleman had predicted genocide of Rwanda, and it happened there. So 9 stages, 9 points have already achieved. The 10th one is just knocking the door. And now your question that why the world is not reacting, the geopolitical situation of the world, the interest of the big powers of the world, the alliances of big power of the world, they have their own axe to grind. We have to really bear in mind the way things are developing.
I'll come back to you. Dr. Jameel, I think what Altaf Saab is saying is very true. He's talking about the fact that, India thought in the beginning that this is a contained issue, that they could contain it as far as Kashmir is concerned. Also that Kashmir itself was a testing ground and the world didn't respond to it the way that they should have. There was not the kind of condemnation, the kind of reaction that should have been seen from across the board as far as Kashmir was concerned, the kind of persecution that we've seen in Kashmir. The inhumane treatment that we've seen, the reaction of the world was sadly missing. And because of that, that allowed, gave them that kind of free rein to continue that, and that has now spilled over into India itself. And that is why now we are seeing India itself under the threat of perhaps, do you think it can result in breakage within India also? Because when we see this kind of movement picking up, it's a lot. When we talk about minorities, yes, Muslims are a minority, but it's a huge minority, right?
That's right. It's a huge minority, about 14.6%. So according to their 2011 census, 172 million Muslims. So if you really push them against the wall, any population for that matter, any entity for that matter, any community for that matter, obviously they will retaliate. They will just go for anything. Now, your question about the testing ground of Kashmir, yes, Indians, they feel perhaps that they have tested it quite well. No one said anything. In fact, there is a commission report, Human Rights Commission report, over 100 pages, and the commissioner, while presenting that report, was having tears in his eyes, and the entire world had seen it. That is a UN entity. So nothing happens even with that, and their recommendation is still just shelved. Recommendation like giving access to the Human Rights Commission subcommittee to go to Kashmir, and there's so many other recommendations. None of them have been accepted by the Indian government. One. Second, the Religious Freedom Commission of the United States, they have very clearly indicated the way the Indian government is tolerating white threats, harassment, and violence against religious minorities. These are minorities. These are the words they've used.
Right. Right. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have today.